Hi there, welcome to another deltaDNA webinar. Today we're going to be taking a look at release 32 that came out just yesterday, and we'll be kind of looking at the three new features that we released with release 32. The three features were in-platform announcements, some nice syntax highlighting on the data mining tool, and the big one was the new decision point campaign cloning from your dev environment to your live environment. So first of all, we'll take a quick look at the in-platform messaging. There's a new icon up at the top here, and when there are new messages or announcements, you'll get a red new message indicator on that. If you click on it, it'll take you to the announcements page, and you'll see a history list of your announcements, and you can delete them, and there'll be a little panel telling you some exciting new information. So we'll use that to keep you up to date of any news or things we need to tell you about the platform on a just an ongoing basis. The other thing, the next kind of thing I'll show you was just a quick look at the improvements we made to data mining. So if I go into data mining tool, you'll see that we now have nice colored highlighting on your data mining queries, and as you type in them, you'll also see it's going to give you suggestions as well. So if I type in here, you'll see as I type it kind of makes suggestions. So this will be a really useful, helpful thing. So just nice kind of quality of life improvement to the data mining tool there. The big feature release on 32 though is of course the cloning, and this is something that we've actually been working on kind of various cloning things for a while. There's already parts of the platform where you can clone things around like events, but a lot of people had been asking for cloning tools. In truth, some of the cloning stuff is quite complicated. There's quite a lot going on behind the scenes, and you'll catch kind of a glimpse of that as I take you through the decision point cloning. And the plan very much there is we've released decision point campaign cloning first, and we fully intend to release event trigger campaign cloning and out of game campaign cloning in the future. But we want to kind of take stock of what we've built, see how you're using it, gather any feedback and suggestions before we roll the functionality into the event triggers and out of game stuff. So let me show you how this works. First of all, just to prove this, I've not got anything hidden up my sleeves, I'll show you the live environment. There are no decision point campaigns in the live environment on this game at the moment. And likewise, there's no actions in there yet either. So let's go back to our development environment and we can clone some stuff across. So I've got 3 campaigns in my dev environment at the moment. 2 of them are A/B tests that send game parameters down to the player, and one of them is an image message campaign. When you're cloning the campaigns, you can clone them one at a time individually, or you can multi-select and clone them multiple campaigns at a time. So let's just quickly have a look at the 2 game parameter campaigns, and then we'll clone them both at once. So down the rabbit hole, that's a simple A/B test that's going to give you either a red pill or a blue pill, depending what group you fall into, and it applies to all players on the game launched event, on the game launch decision point, and will convert on the pill taken event being recorded. The other game parameter one is this roll the dice one, and it is a simple A/B test with 6 game parameters that will be sent, representing the sides of the dice, and there's a 7th control group that is hidden. This also fires on game launched, and it has a conversion event on mission completed. This one has a target segment though. It's going to use the newly engaged player segment. So let's clone those across to the live environment, see what happens. So if I just select both of those, roll the dice, and down the rabbit hole, and hit the new clone button up here, this is now presenting me with a wizard to help me through the cloning process. So let's just start that up. It's showing that there's actually 12 steps in this cloning process. And what it's going to do is going to take me through each of the elements of those campaigns that needs to be cloned. and tell me what I've got in the dev environment and what's going to happen in the live environment. So at the moment it's telling me for the first decision point it needs to copy. That belongs to the roll the dice campaign. We need to clone the game launch decision point. Luckily, there already is a game launch decision point published in the live environment, so that's all good. Let's go to the next step. On our mission completed event that's being used as a conversion event, that needs to be cloned across, but it's already there, so that's good. Let's roll that up. That's the only conversion event we need to move or publish. Say next. Now it's taking me through all the actions. So, oh no, sorry, this is another this is the conversion event for the other game parameter campaign. We're down the rabbit hole. So it's telling me also that event already exists in the live environment, so we're all good there. And now it's taking me through each of the actions that needs to be created on the live environment. So for our roll the dice campaign, we have 6 different actions. You can take a little look at them. So this one, roll the dice 6, the option it was presenting was 6. It's telling me it needs to create that action in the live environment, which is good. That's exactly what I want it to do. But if I already had actions on the live environment, I could choose a different action if I wanted to substitute the action at this stage. We don't want to do that, so let's just step through these and let it create all the actions. At the moment, it's just this is it, just kind of building out its process. It's not actually done anything just yet. So there's the blue pill and the red pill, and here's the segment. It's going to try and clone the segment for me. So it's saying it's going to use the newly engaged segment. It's going to create a new one for me. I happen to know I've actually already got a segment that does the same as that in the live environment. So let's choose it instead. So let's choose this newly engaged segment. And you can see it is telling me the criteria for that segment that it was going to clone. The final page is a little summary. So you can see it's going to clone these 2 campaigns, and it's giving me a summary of the campaigns. And if I'm happy that all looks good, I can now hit the clone button. And it's giving me a success message at the top of the page here. That happened really, really quickly, only took a second or so. What you will find if you're cloning a large number of campaigns at the same time, it won't happen quite as quickly as that, and you'll get a progress bar that will step along as it works through the campaigns. And as you can see there's potentially quite a lot of pieces, quite a lot of moving parts under the surface. If we jump across to our live environment, we should now see those 2 campaigns have been cloned. We've got the priority setting correct. Neither of the campaigns has been started yet. We do still have an opportunity to go in, make any adjustments to the campaigns, and double check that they're doing what we want before we step onto the final page, finalize them, and save it and hit the start button. In this case, I've not. I think this is because I didn't have a segment selected on that campaign in the first in the dev environment. Let's move back to the dev environment though, and I'll show you how it handles image message campaigns. There's this stay on target one here. This just uses an image message. I'll show you what it looks like. Stay on target. This is a simple image message with a background and a button. There's no localizations attached to this one, but the system will clone image messages and all their localizations as well. So we're going to clone that campaign. Go into Decision Point Campaigns page, select just the single campaign to clone. Once again, we're getting the wizard, and it's telling me the level up decision point already exists on live. It's telling me the level up conversion event already exists on live. And there's the image message action that it wants to clone across, and it's saying it does need to create that. At this point, this is a substitution thing. I now got all my game parameter actions in there from the previous clone. I could substitute one of those instead, but we don't want to do that. We want to use our image message action. And in here, it will give me the preview of the parameters and also of the image message, so you can get a preview of what's coming across. Final page, there we go, there's our summary, and we can hit the clone button. And if I move across to live, that campaign also will now be sitting there ready for us to finalize and set it off and running. So that's the campaign cloning. We hope you enjoy it, get a lot of use out of it, and we hope it saves you a lot of time. But as always, do tell us if you have any problems with it, if you run into any issues or any questions, and more importantly, if you get any kind of useful comments, let us know through support@deltaDNA.com. And we will be able to gather all that information and use that to help us improve it as we then roll that functionality out into event trigger campaigns, segments, and out-of-game campaigns. So that's it for this release. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep your eyes open for new releases, new information, and let us know if you have any valuable comments or feedback that we can use to help improve the platform for you. Thanks for watching. Bye now.